Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Saturday the 28th of August 2021. And earlier today we published our gold and silver weekly update and placed a link below. In this video we're going to look at a controversial article published by Forbes last week. It suggests three main reasons why gold prices are not rising, or certainly not rising as fast and far as people expect. It's a controversial article which we know many may disagree with, and that's fine. That said, on this channel we do look at both sides of the coin, if you pardon the pun. There are already scores of pumping channels out there telling you that gold and silver are going to the moon anytime soon. We're not one of them. We hope that our feet are firmly on the ground. And while some may regard us as perhaps more pessimistic than optimistic, which is actually far from the truth, it's a matter of time frame for us. Unfortunately, though, having seen what has been happening to gold and silver, it does suggest that those claiming it's going to the moon anytime soon, and have done so for the last, let's be blunt, 20 years, they're not necessarily in line with the current trends or the current fundamentals of investing. And new innovations like cryptocurrencies are preventing gold and silver prices from rising. And so too has the deluge of money moving into equities. And it would be wrong of us to suggest otherwise. So, even allowing for the fact that gold prices rose yesterday as a reaction to FED Chair Jerome Powell's speech at the Jackson Hole Symposium, we have to admit that from its all-time high of $2,067, reached now over a year ago on Friday the 7th of August 2020, with gold currently trading at $18.18, this 12% fall in an asset that, due to money printing, should be at least $1,000 higher, and many argue many thousands of dollars higher, it's hardly inspiring or encouraging for those looking to potentially invest in gold. So let's now take a look at the article. Do share your thoughts and views as to whether you agree with the writer or disagree. That is fine. We are taking no stance but just looking at both sides of the equation. But whatever you do, if you do agree or disagree, please give your reasons why. They would be read and appreciated. Let's take a look at what Forbes has to say. Now, this Forbes article was written on August 23rd, 2021. Some 5 days ago. It's written primarily by Clem Chambers, who's the senior contributor. 3 reasons why gold isn't going up. In the past, I've never been a fan of gold, but right now I have bought into about every aspect possible. Gold stocks, physical gold, gold ETF, gold options, and even gold crypto. You don't have to be a mind reader to guess why. Inflation is here, and it can only continue. The why of that is that stimulus and QE are here to stay because sovereign debt is out of control for at least a couple of more years. And to get back to a sustainable ratio between public sector debt and economic activity, the way ahead is inflation, not politically impossible austerity. If you are a deflationist, then you don't need 3 reasons for gold to be stuck. You'll simply say inflation is transitory, deflation means money will become more valuable, and therefore commodities will fall. Looking at gold now, you could say this argument has the whip hand. So I take it seriously, but the argument falls at the first hurdle of belief when I mouth, money will get more valuable, at the same time as seeing the Fed print like crazy and watch asset prices fly to the moon. The direct opposite evidence of that argument even if gold alone seems to be stuck in a borderline bear market. So here is the chart of gold. For me, that is a bullish chart because this often happens next. That would fit in with the inflation narrative. A deflationist would argue, bears would say, look at that giant head and shoulders, it's coming down. I remain firmly in the inflation camp, so what is my explanation of a lackluster gold price? Here are 3 reasons. 1. Why would I buy gold when the stock market is on a rampage? I can get 20 to 50% and more in days, weeks or months. Gold will be lucky to go up 50% by even the end of next year. Gold is too slow. Bitcoin is my gold. Why bother with gold when Bitcoin does its haven job way less well than gold and offers all the amazing upsides I've seen? HODL to $1 million. 3. Gold means nothing to the younger generation in the developed world. Only old people, many of whom remember precious metals in their currencies, care about gold. They buy gold, the young don't. Many people argue that gold is manipulated down as it is seen by government as a scary competitor for fiat currency. To me, this seems unlikely because an even less tangible currency, crypto, is proving to be the real threat to fiat, and it is also suppressing gold's value too. The arrow of development is towards less tangible tokens, not more tangible ones. These days, countries hold gold mainly to have a reserve of money during a war, where no one might accept their paper for trade. But even here, gold is challenged by crypto, and you can see that on the fringes, where a country like North Korea is focused on stealing crypto, because Bitcoin can flow far more easily than gold and far quicker. And you can even steal hundreds of millions of it from an enemy like the United States without having to go all Goldfinger about it. No one will care about gold till everybody does. This may even happen as the long-threatened taper kicks in. Then the funky assets will take a big hit, and then there will be few assets to hide in when and if the money dries up. And they will be assets that are good inflation hedges, but do not need to be pumped up with hoses of money to hold high prices. Only if we are in for a never-ending money-printing future will the spotlight remain away from gold. But even then, if runaway inflation is the future, gold will rally as every gold bug expects, even if other assets rise even more. For now, however, the markets are filled with speculators riding the fastest horse. But when it bucks them into the ditch, gold will become the fashionable pony. End of article. Well, that will get the blood boiling for some of you for sure. So do share your thoughts. Meanwhile, just a reminder that next week we have a considerable volume of US data being published, and next Friday the non-farm payroll report, which will be primarily the jobs report that the FOMC of the Fed will be looking at when it next meets towards the end of September. Of course, they will be privy to information that may be gathered before then, but the data published next week, in conjunction with Jerome Powell's comments yesterday, will be, to a large extent, what traders will be influenced by over the coming days and weeks. Now, we hope you've enjoyed the video today, controversial though it may be. We also hope that you've listened to our weekly update, and if you haven't, we have placed a link below, and we'll be republishing it under a different heading tomorrow, so you get a second opportunity to listen to it if you haven't listened to it today. Meanwhile, please, if you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, then give us a thumbs down, but we prefer thumbs up. Of course, do subscribe. Press the bell sign, because as we produce these videos, YouTube should, they don't always, but should notify you if you press the bell sign. If you don't, then you will have no idea when we're publishing videos. Thank you once again for listening. Until next time. Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.